is here, and we're going to give him the privilege today to speak to us tonight. So let's approach the throne. Father, once again, we're grateful. We're thankful. We're privileged tonight. And as we're honored, we're blessing you because the family's here. We're thanking you, Father, for these distinguished guests that are in the room. We're thanking you, Lord, for the ambassadors of Christ. We're blessing the heavens right now for what you afforded unto us, for all these that have gathered. Every man, every woman, every boy, every girl. God, whatever, we're thanking you right now for those that came from the north, the east, the south, and the west. And God, whatever they had to come across to be here, we're thankful. And so as we're acknowledging the sovereignty, the absoluteness of your being, the magnificence of your person. And so, Father, we agree collectively. We're surrendering before the throne. And God, as we agree and we're believing, we're trusting, and we're seeking your counsel, we're asking that you'll convey that which is in your heart and speak that which is on your mind. Well, Lord, we surrender before the throne. We recognize that we're frail. We know that we're weak. And we depend and rely upon your counsel, your wisdom, your instructions. Holy Spirit, you're welcome tonight. You're welcome among us, and we're asking you here that you'll deliver that and you'll speak that. I'm going to talk tonight, but I'm asking you to teach. I am going to give information. I'm asking you to give the people revelation. I surrender because I recognize, and I'm asking as you will speak, as you'll decree, as you'll declare, and you'll speak among us in this place. Lord, we're decreeing over the atmosphere in the name of your Son. We bless the heavens tonight. We're exalting your majesty. We're lifting you up collectively in this place. And so, fathers, we're joining right as we're releasing our faith, as we're collectively, corporately joining together, uniting our faith. We know that agreement is the place of power. And so as we're agreeing together, you said, what any two of us shall agree on earth as touching anything we shall ask, it shall be done for them of our Father which is in heaven. And so because we believe the word of the living God, and we believe that God, you've knitted our hearts, we believe that we're joined, we're inseparable in terms of God's mandate, his purpose from heaven, because we are the body of Christ, and we are members in particular. And so we're blessing you, honoring you, and acknowledging you collectively. And Father, as we speak over this atmosphere, we are dressed now. We take authority in the name of the spirit of self-pity. We take authority around the spirit of despair, discouragement. We speak now in the name of disenchantment, disillusionment. We cancel your assignment in the name of the Lord Jesus. And we're speaking against every vow, every wicked, every evil force that's been sent forth, trying to oppress, depress, hold under, hold subjugated. Right now, the frailty, wickedness, and disappointment. We take authority over that spirit. We cancel its assignment in the atmosphere in the name of Jesus. And so, Lord, as we surrender, as we acknowledge tonight, as we're reverencing your presence collectively, and I'm thanking you for these that have gathered tonight. And God, for those that are anticipating, they're really listening and listening for Papa's voice. They're anticipating that he will speak. There's something specific that he wants to say. And so we're asking you now, speak to us. We do surrender, we do wait. And God, I join these people tonight. Decree, declare thou among us. In the name of your Son, we ask you. And so God, we honor you in this place. And we acknowledge you in this place. And Father, you know my heart has been broken. I've wept over this place. I've wept over this people, and I believe you for that transformation, and I'm believing you for the reformation. I'm believing you for that conversion. I'm believing you, God, bringing them into their God-ordained destinies and God's mandate for their lives. And so we're expecting in Jesus' awesome, majestic name of the heavens to speak. And so we thank you, we bless you, and everyone who agreed together shout to the glory of God. Amen. Amen. And so be it. Well, somebody give a little shout because he's worthy. Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Wow. Let's begin. Wonderful. Wow. It was that all. It was that and more. 3 hours of this morning trying to get back up here. Accidents on the road, 18-wheelers, trucks, with pulling trailers. I mean, it's how it shut down. It is 3 o'clock in the morning. We're sitting out here on the queue. I mean, it's packed. And so I'm just grateful that we made it, and we're able to press through. God's faithful as always. Amen. So one more time, give the Lord a shout. Yeah. Glory! Something been going on that I don't know about. Something that happened that I don't know about. I'm feeling the energy. Something's missing in the room. I mean, listen, that was a collaboration when believers come in. That's something when these parts join. You know, there's something awesome and powerful and miraculous that takes place. because of the relationship, because of the hands off. And when we come together, we come with that expectation. And I know you've probably gone in rooms and been in places where you had your expectation way up here and left out with them down here, so to speak, and you lost that place. But Jesus told us something. He warned us about the hour, this hour, right? I'm going to get you to look at it. Go to Matthew 24 chapter. Matthew 24. He warned us about this time. This is a deceptive hour we're living in. And many of us are falling for the yoke of the wicked. And we're focusing on the wrong things. We're focusing in the wrong place.
24 what?
You got Matthew 24?
Yeah, 24 what?
Perfect. Because of where we are, the Bible's already prophesied about our times. And that's the thing for us, is that our tests are open book tests. We're playing with house money. You don't stand to lose anything. And that's because Jesus already secured the victory. You can't lose what he secured. I'm going to say it one more time. You can't lose what he secured. That's right. And so the enemy works us undermines us, overthrows us because of what we experience, because of what goes on, what takes place. And we lose sight of the one who's sitting about. So he made you sit together with him in heavenly places. And so it's an awesome thing. So when Psalms 91 says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of protection and provision and care of the Almighty. That's an awesome place to be in. Because the word dwell there, when you talk about dwelling in this presence, you're talking about being in a place where you can sit. You're not distressed, you're not worried, you're not anguished, you're not pulling your hair out. You're not trying to figure out what you're going to do. Because in that place, it means to do it to sit. You have that confidence. You have that assurance that in the presence of God, that you're not pulling your hair out. You're not running your fingers there. You're not pulling. You're not in despair, discouraged. You're not downtrodden, because you know, being in the presence of, like David said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, because thou art with me. And it means something about his presence. And so I'm saying here tonight, so we elevate our faith to a whole other place, and so we can move. Because anytime you're expecting God to do something, anytime you're looking for him, you're expecting him to do something. Expecting him to do something, you're going to have to get your faith to a certain place. Right? And so the fact that we're family tonight, we need that energy. We need that flow. We need that energy flowing, because there's some people in the room that God wants to minister to, that he wants to touch. Now look at Matthew 24. Notice what it said. The disciples was concerned. And Jesus began to address the issue that they was concerned about. And notice what the first verse says.
Jesus left the temple and was walking away when his disciples came up to him to call his attention to its buildings.
Now let's do this. And what translation did you read from? Is that the National Version?
You knew that was coming.
Didn't I get King James?
I had New King James.
That's pretty good.
You want me to read it?
Anybody got King James? Nobody? Yeah, let's do it.
Everybody's got a
I
phone.
got it.
Anybody got King James? King James.
And Jesus went out and departed from the temple. And his disciples came to him to shew him the buildings of the temple.
Now, since words like that bother us, right? Shoot, S-H-U-W. And so we really like other people doing our work for us. Go ahead and break all that down for us and see what it means. But that's how many of us, you know what they said in 1 Timothy 4:1? We're living in a time right now that many people are not alerted, they're not warned to. And so when we start seeing certain things happen, we just get disillusioned by what's happening. And we don't hold that in context with where we are in time. And so, that's why the Bible was warning us about the last day and warning us about these times and told us that there's a certain posture and position as believers we have to hold. Because that hour, notice what it says, and people are not holding things in the context of the times. They're holding things in the context of what people are doing. You notice this shooting and that crisis, and they're doing this and they're doing that. Well, they are doing what they're doing in light of a time. We're at a certain juncture in time. We're at a certain place. And those people are being influenced by the time. That's why Jesus has such a strong warning to those people who could discern the sky but couldn't discern the times. Why did he say, woe to the hypocrite? Because it's one of the strongest judgments that can be made is a woe. When he says, woe to the hypocrite, you can discern the sky but you can't discern the time. Because everything that we do, Everything as believers is related to being at the right place at the right time. And so that's why the scriptures over and over. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back to people scrapping about, I just came out of some debates, a few dialogues about the earth and how old it is, and whether it's 6 years old, 6,000 years old, 7,000 years old. And so I just want to ask one question. That if you go to Genesis and you read what the Bible says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And then it says, and we know something happened between verse 1 and verse 2, right? We could talk about that. But second verse says the earth without form was void, right? And darkness covered the face of the deep. It tells us how it was brooding. But then when you go to the third verse, the Bible said, and the Lord, and he's seeing the condition of what's transpiring. And notice he didn't get disillusioned. Notice he didn't feel sorry for his process. Even though St. John 3:16 said, God so loved the world, loved his creator, or loved what he had previously arranged, that he gave his only begotten Son for it. He knew what it was going to take to redeem it, to shift it, to change it, to alter it, to bring it to where it's supposed to go. So the thing that he says that he brought in a situation, a tremendously degraded, demise situation, he said, light be. And he began to call for himself back in a certain sense. And he began to release light. And you know God won't say, let there be light. Because he created everything. His words has created power. So now in it, when he says it, the Bible said, let there be light. Then when you go to the third verse, the Bible said, the evening and the morning after he did speak was the first day. That's when time starts to be measured and monitored. Previous to that, time is not being measured. So how much time had elapsed? So the reason I'm emphasizing that is because when you start letting other people do your work, your research for you, we're going to have a problem. We're going to miss a lot because you don't know how those lazy people really are, and you don't know how in touch they are with God. And we've been really warning people about these times because if you go down to the 14th verse, he says, in that 14th verse, God told you when he set the sun, the moon, and the stars, when he set them up, he said, I set them up for signs. Now think about it. If God set the sun, moon, and stars up for signs, and then he says that, not only did I set them up for signs, but then he talked about the seasons I set up for festivals. I set them up for feasts. There are certain feasts, there are certain things that go on. And the reason I was emphasizing it is because we kind of was talking with some folks that were talking about Job and his sons, and that how Job kept the feast, and how that they were trying to explain the sons of God versus the daughters of men. You know, people have been, as an age-old debate has been going on. And as we've been kind of in that debate, I'm going to go to Matthew 24 in just a moment. In that debate, and we start just going over the scriptures and letting people see them actually for what they say, they realize that, you know what, they just listen to people quote scripture and state it and realize they never really looked at the scripture and saw it really what it stated. And so just by going back and helping people to find a foundation versus what they've heard people preach, what you were raised up over the years, because they just saw some amazing things start unfolding from the scriptures. That's my prayer, my belief tonight, that God's going to open our eyes and allow us to see some things that we possibly have overlooked. Because we believe that, and one of the words that God gave you, you can make this note. He said it's sign day. It's sign day. And so you need to make yourself a note for that. If it's sign day, that means you're anticipating that God's going to begin to reveal certain things, putting certain markers, certain indicators for you to be able to know what he's getting ready to do, what's getting ready to happen. Now think about it. There are things that God's doing, but it's difficult to see the things that God's doing if you already got issues going on that you're trying to figure out what's going on with. I'm dealing with. Well, the enemy can elevate what you're going through, and you can miss totally the reason God put you in the planet. You can miss your purpose. You can miss what God's plan for you. And some of your purpose, we're going to talk about in just a moment, is tied to what you're going through. Some of it is absolutely God. And I know that ain't going to go over well tonight. Yeah, because there's a word on the street. I know there's a word on the street. Right? So I know that ain't going to go over well, but God already told me it ain't going to be popular tonight. So, and I can feel it already, but it's going to be all right. Matthew 2:24, we're going there. What happened? My brother was reading. Go ahead.
And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Let me make a note. Can you make yourself a note?
Yeah.
That there are things that people have idolized. There will be infrastructures that, as the disciples saying, listen, man, our father Jacob built this temple. Do you know who structured this house? Do you know who raised this ministry up? Do you know who built this, established that? You know who set this up right here? Do you know who did that? And guess what? All this going to be torn down. What was he talking about, though? Because, see, the idolatry of how people was captured and cornered by what they treasured, what was precious to them, they didn't have a clue what he was talking about. But what temple was he talking about? Even though we know physically, in 70 AD, you're going to see a literal fulfillment of what he's talking about. But he's talking about what temple? He's talking about his body. Now you can get the other temple and feel sad and feel sorry for what happened with that physical temple and lose sight on what's going on with the one that he really called you to be preoccupied with. And that's the hour he was talking about, don't be deceived, because many are going to come in my name. And so we have aspirations for people. When people purport that they have an anointing on a certain measure, a certain level, and we look for that, and we can lose sight on the things that God has spoken to you, told you, position you in, because you get so enamored with what people got, their grace, their ability, their power, versus what the Lord told you. That's why he told me, said, listen, be not deceived, right? He said, because there all these tremendous travesties and these catastrophic things are going to happen. But guess what? He said, these things what? Make yourself a note. He said, these things what?
You got it.
He said, they must come to pass. There's some things that you're encountering right now. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Because you've tried. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Because you've tried. There's some of you in the room that have really made some sacrifices, haven't you? Some of you have really poured into the soul, haven't you? You really, you paid an awesome price. Yeah, you put a lot in, and now you're concerned about your investment, aren't you? Come on. But the Bible told you, ain't but one foundation that can be laid. And he said, take heed how you build it on that foundation. Now, I'm telling you this because I was praying about it, now, because I've had some people ask me some questions about some things. And so we kind of went in prayer with it. And as we were in prayer, God began to speak to me. He began to speak to me about some things that was happening. Just like Jesus was telling those brothers, let me tell you something. There's some things that are going to happen. It's going to happen to some things that you idolize. Some things that have been a long-standing history that you have real tremendous regard and respect for. And listen, in other words, everything that can be shaken is going to be shaken.
Yeah.
Not only that physical temple, that thing that you admired that your father worshipped in, that was precious to them, but not only that, but this temple right here.
Yep.
This temple is going to be shaken. Everything is going to be shaken. And then he tells them, same verse, except the kernel wheat fall on the ground and down and binds alone, but if it dies. So now that's difficult to be able to perceive that, because Peter, when he told Peter that, Peter rebuked him. In Matthew 16, when he told him the thing that he was going to suffer, and Peter said, no, man, far be that from you. And began to rebuke you. And Jesus said, get thee behind me, Satan.